Hey guys, this is Mrs. Bird. I'm walking you through how to use these study guides effectively and efficiently for your notes in Algebra 1B. So every single unit is going to have a study guide, aka what to take notes on for the entire unit. And it's going to be broken down into individual lessons. So you can see this is Unit 1, Lesson 1. So all the notes as you go through Lesson 1 will be underneath this little category. And then once you move through and you hit Lesson 2, then you can start adding notes. All of the notes that are in Unit 1 are in this one document just for the ease of being able to access everything. So this is a video to kind of show you how to use this guide. And the very first thing that you need to do when you open up this document is to make a copy of this document. That's going to allow you editing privileges, and it's going to make it your document versus something that is mine. So to do that, you go up to File, and you click on Make a Copy. Now, it literally will say copy of Algebra 1B study guide, but this is where I would suggest that you use the naming convention that I want you to use. It will be your last name. So for me, it's Bird underscore Dawn, your first name. So it's last name underscore first name. And then we can just continue on with that note. So this is going to save it into your Google Drive, your iSucceed Google Drive. And as soon as you hit OK, it will open up a new window. But see how it's now named this? This is now the document that is in your Google Drive, and now you have editing privileges. So you can go ahead and close out that old one. So we've already done this, and then what that privilege does is that now that you can edit this, which means that you can type into this document, and I suggest using a different color. That way you know what your answers are versus what the questions are or what the notes were that I provided to you. So this is a complete study guide, and you only want to work on the lesson that you're currently working on. So I will show you how to do this with lesson 1. So I'm only going to take the notes in lesson 1. I'm going to leave lesson 2 until I get to lesson 2. It is totally okay to copy and paste directly from the courseware. So you can go into the course, copy something, and then paste it into this document. Do that. I suggest doing that. And you can also use snippet tool to copy any images that you want. So if there's a graph that you want to put into your notes, you can use that snipping tool. I'll just some hints there. Please don't delete anything from this study guide because everything is in here very purposefully. So you don't want to delete anything, but please make sure that you are adding to it. Okay, so that's kind of the rules and guidelines to follow with this study guide. So now let's jump into how do I actually use this study guide. So this is starting in Unit 1, Lesson 1. So I want to open that within my courseware. So I actually already have that open right here, and it's just in another tab. For me, the pink around my border shows me that I'm in student view. So this is what you will see. And at the beginning of the lesson, it actually starts with just a little bit of information about what the course is like. So if you're using this video in units 2, 3, 4, 5, you won't have this introduction to the course. But here, this is where it's going to be telling you a little bit of information about what the course is going to look like and some tips and tricks in it. So one trick is to use these key terms. All of the key terms will be highlighted in orange or like that ready color, and it will also be linked to its definition. So you can look at that definition right there within the courseware. You'll also see step-by-step examples. You'll see some step-by-step examples throughout the course, and these are where it's broken down into step 1, so you can write that step 1 in your notes, step 2, etc. So this is where this notes begins. How you know you're looking over key terms. So this is where you in your notes can add in, and I'm going to use a fun color here. It will show in a different color and linked with definition, for example. So as you go through this, this is just all the keywords. This is the introduction. Once you're finished and comfortable with the courseware, then we can click on the next. And then this is jumping into our workbooks. Now, workbook here, there's our key terms. This is now where we're starting to learn about the material. So this is where I want to start thinking about taking notes. So I'm jumping back to my workbook or my study guide here. And then this is where I have all of that keywords, all of those keywords here. I have the definition and an example. You want to write that out in an example here. And then now I'm looking for relations of functions. So as I'm reading through the workbook, I'm taking notes from that. One suggestion that I might have for you is how to split your screen. So what I mean by that is that you can take one big window and you can drag it over to one side and see how it kind of fills in that half screen. So now I have notes on one half of my window. And then now this is saying, hey, you got all these other windows open. What do you want on the other half? Well, I want my workbook. So the benefit of this is now that I can, it's kind of smushed, but that's okay. I can read through the courseware on one side and I can type over here on the other side. So a relation is the relationship between two sets of values. So now I can type that over here, or as I said, making a copy paste would be a great, efficient use of your notes as well. I would suggest making it that different color, just for so that way you know what you have written versus the others. So that's going to be the main trick that I can share with you, is to split your screen in that way. And then you're just going to walk through looking at different functions, different examples, and answering those questions as they are presented in your notes. All the answers to the questions provided in your notes are within your courseware. So if you missed something in your notes, go back through the courseware. It will be there. Okay, so that is your notes. How to use your study guides. Hopefully they prove to be helpful for you. And please let me know if I can answer any questions.